Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I certainly appreciate y'all are here. Today's video, guys, we're going to be looking at some Western knives. I bought this one here on a estate sale website. It just come in today. Cannot wait to share this with y'all. I ain't even got my hands on it yet. The box is not opened, but we're going to be looking it up in my book. And also, we're going to be looking at another Western knife that I received from Mr. David Kiefer from Waynesboro, Georgia at the Ellerville Knife Show. So where you from, sir?
Waynesboro, Georgia.
Waynesboro, Georgia. And he just presented me with some the butcher knives and a Western, what number?
693.
693. We're fixing to look at it. I recorded it at the show, but I didn't get his name in it. Y'all have already seen the knife, but we're going to be looking that knife up in the book. And also, there's another fillet knife, a Western fillet knife, that we're going to be looking up in the book as well. So, cannot wait. Guys, I just love to find out, just love to look at the knives in the books. I really do. I love to get a knife in. I love to look it up in the book. So we're going to be doing that today. It's going to be fun. And we probably have to clean this one up because according to the photos online, it's got a bunch of green gook on the bolsters from the leather sheath. So we'll be wiping it down with Nevr-Dull, flits, and probably waxing the handle. So it's going to be cool. Well, anyway, guys, I also want to remind y'all about my Whatnot auction coming up on December the 15th. That's this coming Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a lot of vintage knives and some other cool stuff, and we're also going to be giving some stuff away for the buyers. And you got to be on the auction, and you got to buy some stuff to be eligible to win the items I'm giving away. So it's going to be very, very fun. I'm also going to be giving some challenge coins away and some stickers. It's going to be fun. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Let's get over here on this table and look at some knives, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, guys, two of these knives are in this book right here, the 1978 catalog. There's the 693 right there that was given to me by Mr. David Kiefer. It's a new folding lock blade knife. Single blade knife is slim and light, flat ground, 3-inch blade, nickel silver shield and bolsters, durable stag pattern Delrin handle. 693 knife only. Overall length 4 1/8. Then you got the number 693W with sheath, same as above with genuine cowhide belt sheath. So that's what we have. The number is S693 with sheath right there. That's one that Mr. David Kiefer gave me right here, guys. Look at that. Beautiful piece, too. From Waynesboro, Georgia. He drove all the way down here to the Ellerville Knife Show. There it is right there, guys. It's got a little bit of... I had cleaned it up some. There it is right there. Beautiful, ain't it? That's the lock blade. But this is a 693. And it does have an alphabet on it. So this one was made in, 78. See, A is for 77. That B stands for 78. So that's that right there. It come out, it was the first year. Ain't that cool? I love this, man. We're going to have to wear this for a little while, too, when I get done with my my case Mako here. I've got to clean it up, too. We might go ahead and shine up the bolsters in this one, too, with Nevr-Dull, while we clean my other case or my other Western knife up. But that's the one right there, guys. And here's the sheath right there. Ain't that cool? But I will be wearing this here real soon. I love it, David. Thank you, buddy, so much for this knife. I'll cherish it forever, buddy. I've wanted one ever since I saw it in this book that day. But that's brand new, and this is the first year it was issued. So that's very cool. I just found that out. That's why I love these books, guys. I absolutely love these books because it just teaches you so much of what you can learn about pocket knives. Mr. David Kiefer drove all the way from Waynesboro, Georgia to the Ellerville Knife Show, 180 miles away from Ellerville, Georgia. Mr. David, buddy, thank you for that Western knife, buddy. Thank you for the butcher knives. Appreciate you coming to the Ellerville Knife Show. Appreciate your support of the channel, buddy. God bless you, man. But here's the other knife right there. It's one of them two. We'll find out which one we have, but it's right here. I think I paid about 30-something bucks for this knife. But this is in great shape too, right here. It ought to have a B on it too. Let's see. See, this right here is a D. So 78 was B. So this is a 1980 right here. 78 is the last catalog in this book. So this is a 1980, but it's just like that one right there. It is the SW766 fish fillet knife. Flat ground, 6-inch blade, overall length 11 inches, thin, flexible blade. Fillets lake, stream, and small saltwater fish with ease. How about that? So that's the one. Let me see if it'll stay right there. That's the one right there, guys, right there. I paid about 33 bucks for it, but what I like about it is the handle right there. It's like an axe handle. It's wedged into your hand. It ain't gonna slip out. It really ain't, but there it is right there, guys. Western USA, the SW766, and that's it right there. Very cool, ain't it? Good stuff, y'all. It says sheaths on the SW766 and the SW764 are molded from genuine leather and have a belt loop for carrying as illustrated above. SW769 has leather sleeve for storing only. How about that? Then you got the pegboard display card. How about that? Eye-catching skin pack card shows knife and sheath, ideal for self-service display when ordering. Add the letter P to stock number. How about that? Display boxes. Boxes show full-size picture of knife, also tips on filleting and sharpening. How about that? But see, I love this book, y'all. It just tells you all what dealers would be buying. So it's so cool. So cool. Love it, man. But those are these two knives, guys. And these sheaths, man, are just absolutely made very well. I don't know who was making a sheath for them back in the day, but that is a well-made sheath. And so is this here. Love it. Mr. David, thank you again, buddy. Thank you so much for coming to the Ellaville Knife Show. And I wish I had time to look at them Zippos you had. Maybe one day we can do that, can meet up somewhere. I'd love to see them because I love the Zippos too. Okay, guys, we're about to open up this box here with a good old shark belly, Gerber, USA. I got another Gerber that's coming in today too. We'll be looking at that one day this week. Right there, y'all. Get this out of the way. Look at that. That is one good-looking sheath right there. It's made to dangle on your belt loop instead of just being real tight up. Supposed to ride low. That's so cool. Check this out. See the green gook? See that right there? Well, look here. Oh, it locks good. And look at that right there. Is that not cool or what? And that is F. So that's A, B, C, D, E, F. That is 6 from 77. So this is a 1983. Very cool, ain't it? So we're fitting to clean this up, guys. See, that stuff will just scratch right off of there. Scratch right off of there. Let's get some Nevr-Dull. We're going to saddle soak that sheath before we put any wax on it. See if we got any new yeah, I got some new stuff in here. It's going to take a good chunk of piece too. Get that right there. Nevr-Dull, guys. Find this at Walmart or on Amazon. The link for Amazon will be down in the video description. Check this out. See how that comes off of there? That's why I like this pad. Gets that brass good. Watch this right here. See that? This thing don't look like it's ever been used. I ain't gonna lie now, I paid paid $88 for it. It's in an auction site. But by the time you do taxes and shipping, it was $105. But I think it's well worth that. I really do. All right, let's get us a rag. Okay, here we go. Hit it with some flits. Okay, now guys, we're fixing to apply some Mama's Outback leather wax made by Shankle Homestead Leatherworks. They're a great family that lives up in Ohio. Some good stuff, good stuff. Okay, now guys, using the same piece, we're gonna hit this brass on this knife here sent to me by Mr. J.R. Hutchison from Weeki Wachee, Florida. I was wanting to do this yesterday, but I forgot. Okay, I lied, guys. I'm putting flits on it. It's shining up too pretty. Can't help myself. All right, guys, here it is. Pretty cool, ain't it? Again, that is a 1983. There's 7 dots. Lightning bolt S's is telltale sign. That's the 80s. Pack of wood. Perfect size for a carry. I oiled it too. It's got a good snap for a lock blade. Sometimes lock blades don't have no snap. But it's got a good snap. Beautiful. Thank you, Mr. J.R. Hutchison from Weeki Wachee, Florida. It's on my side, but it'll be there for a while. And then we're going to be wearing this knife here next, because I've been wanting to wear it. But Mr. David Kiefer, buddy, thank you again for that knife. I appreciate you. But here's that knife right here, guys. It does have some scratches right there. We're going to try to get those out one day. But look at that blade, though. That blade is like perfect. It's got a few scratches toward the nose or the tip of the blade. But other than that, man, that thing ain't been used. I don't know if that's just from being in the sheath. I don't know. Going in and out of the sheath. But it's clean now. We're going to oil this down too. There it is. Okay, guys. There is the Western. Look at that blade right there, y'all. It's got a few scratches toward the point of the tip of the blade. But other than that, man, that thing ain't hurt. And that is the alphabet F. That determines the year. 77 was A. So A, B, C, D, E, F. At 6 years from 77, it's a 1983. We've already talked about that. That's a great knife. I think it's worth every bit of $105 ending price of what I gave for it. A vintage Western knife with that deer sketched into that blade. I've never seen one like this before. Ain't that cool? But we're fixing to look it up in the book, guys, and we will be cleaning this sheath up here too. See all that gook right there? Matter of fact, we can probably hit it with the screwdriver right now. Get all this off. See there? Like that. All right. So now we're just going to put that back in there. Ain't that a beautiful sheath? It got something. I don't know if it's a price tag. But we're going to be saddle soaping this sheath. But look at that sheath, y'all. It's in excellent shape. So that with the original sheath is pretty doggone cool. We're fixing to look at the book and talk about that knife as well. It's from the, that's a 83, but it is in the 80 or 78 catalog as well. Okay, guys, this model number is a 532. And again, F, that's the date, 1983. They started putting the alphabets on them like that in 77. So again, that's what the sheath looks like right there. See that? And this is the 1978 catalog, guys. They just come out in 78. Look at that, new lock blade knives. And there it is right there. 532 WS, that means with sheath. But there it is right there. And there's that sheath. A tractor set up gift box. Each lock blade comes in a gift box with instruction booklet. How about that? Available with or without belt sheath. When ordering knife only, omit WS from stock number. How about that? Genuine cowhide sheath, special belt loop for easy carrying. Anyway, here it is right here. More quality features than any other lock blade at any price. Enclosed, trouble-free lock spring system. 440 stainless series stainless steel. Takes and holds a keen edge. Blade is double swedge for better point. Heavy-duty pivot pin. Nickel-silver bolsters on both ends for strength and beauty. Slim handle is wide and form-fitting for grip control. How about that? There it is right there. It used to have that Western etched in on the blade. Very, very cool. I love this book, y'all. Love it. Well, there it is right there. Very, very cool. But we're going to be putting it in the sheath. And we're going to saddle soap it and wax it before I put my Mako away again. There's that baby doll right there, ain't it? Love it. There's that Mako sharp. Very cool. And guys, I actually have a first year model. It's an A 1977 patent pendant S532. Look at that. I think this come without the sheath, but I need to find me a sheath for it. But I actually redone the point on this one here. Let's see, there's that Western stamp right there. I got it over there on display, but this is the original ones, guys, from the 78 catalog, because this was made in 77. Very cool, ain't it? Love it, guys. I love them old Western knives like this. Just want to share this as well. But this is a 1977, one of the original ones that's in the catalog. Ain't that cool? Hoorah. Okay, guys, y'all remember them two case knives that Brian Nicholson sent in yesterday? Or Well, there's 3 knives I kept on display here. There they are right there. There's that Appaloosa bone right there, and there's that Stockman. That's a 79, and that is a 94, if I remember, or 95. But thank you, Brian. There it is right there, buddy. And this is the, right there is the hammer brand, but all these are my hammer brands here. I got that held on by a magnet. I've got all these, especially these switchblades, guys. I'm leaving them open mainly because of the spring. I want them left open, that way the spring will stay intact real good. But there's that knife that Mr. Brian sent in right there, a hammer brand from 1938 to 1941. But here's all my good looking hammer brands right there. Ain't that cool? But here's my Western knives right here, guys. Even right here, remember Mr. Huck made these signs for me right there. And but there's some Western knives, but that right there is a Western States right there, guys. I have the original sheath. I'll be working on it soon, but I'm fixing to put another 12 by 12 metal pegboard up right here. Put more of these up here, especially the fixed blades. But there's that knife from 77. And there's a knife that I just bought. That's an 83. There's a Black Beauty right there. See, that needs to be up there. But anyway, we're going to rearrange this once we get that up there. But I actually have an extra sheath of one of those. What do I do with it? It's right here. See there? So I need to find me one without a sheath. A 693. Love it. We're going to put that right there until we find us a sheath. But anyway, we're fixing to put a metal pegboard up there. Probably, maybe one day next week, put it up there and put, especially the fixed blades up there. So that way we have more room for the pocket knives. But again, love the Western knives. I love the story behind them. And speaking of the history, guys, we're fixing to go over just a brief history before we close the video out to remind y'all how Western was formed. See, that's where I keep my book, but once I put that metal pegboard up there, it can't go right there. But Western knives, guys. Love them. Okay, guys, we're fixing to dive into the history of Western real quick. But make a long story short, you had Mr. Charles W. Platts, who started the knife company of Platts, which is C. Platts and Sons Cutlery Company. Charles Platts began the apprenticeship as a cutler in Sheffield, England in 1854 when he was 14 years old. Before immigrating to the United States in 1864, he worked at both Joseph Rogers and George Wolstenholme Cutlery factories. Shortly after his arrival, he began working for the American Cutlery Company in Reynolds Bridge, Connecticut. Platts became plant superintendent at Northfield Knife Company in 1872. He remained in that capacity until 1893. But anyway, make a long story short, C. Platts and Sons Cutlery Company was formed by Charles Platts, which was the father of H.N. Platts, which is Harvey Nixon Platts, okay? H.N. Platts left North. Now, this is Charles's son, okay? Charles come to the United States in 1864. But anyway, H.N. Platts, again, is Charles Platts' son, left Northfield in 1891 and moved west to the Little Valley, in Cattaraugus County, New York. His experience led him to work in the blade grinding and finishing department of a new knife factory operated by Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. The company's early owners, J.B.F. Chaplin and his son Tent, were joined temporarily in the business by 4 brothers of Miss Chaplin's, formerly Theresa Case. These Chaplin brothers-in-law were W.R., Gene, John, and Andrew Case. They only worked there for about a year. So, H.N. Platts was there working with W.R., Gene, John, and Andrew Case. And also, W.R.'s daughter was working there, Miss Debbie, in the office. Also working in the Cattaraugus office was Debbie Case, who lived with her brother, Russ, and their father, W.R. Case. In 1892, H.N. Platts and Debbie Case were married, and within a couple of years, they had become parents to 2 sons, Harlow and Reginald. So, H.N. Platts and Debbie Case married, okay? And you see he was in the grinding area, and actually W.R. Case and Sons was named after Russ Case and H.M. Platts, because they were, one was a son-in-law, the other one was a son of W.R. Case. So W.R. Case and Sons, that's where the name of Case that we know today originated from. Because Russell Case and H.M. Platts would go down the streets. One would sell Case on one side, the other one would sell the Platts knives on the other. So they formed a business, W.R. Case and Sons, in 1904. It says the new company incorporated in 1904 in Little Valley would have a similar name, except the S's would be added to the word son, thereby recognizing Platt's family membership as a W.R. Case son-in-law. Debbie Case Platt supervised the office, and summer school vacations saw the two young Platt boys working in the factory. That was Reginald and Harlow, okay, that was working in the factory. So H.M. Platt's health began to decline due to the grinder's consumption, a disease of the lungs caused from years of work with the sandstone grinding wheels. Although the business was doing very well and the now teenage Platt's sons were becoming increasingly active in the business, the father's health hinged upon a move to a dry climate. In 1911, he sold his interest in the company to Russ Case and moved his family to Boulder, Colorado. Accompanying Platts and his family to their new home was a determination to continue his lifetime work in the cutlery industry. So that's how it started, guys. He had a disease of the lungs. He needed to move to a dry climate, so that forced him to move out west, and he settled in Boulder, Colorado, and the rest is history. So they started the Western states. Let's see. It says a developing West proved to be fertile ground for knife sales, since the cowboys, farmers, miners, and other workers needed quality cutlery to use many times every day. Platts knew the business, and he certainly had experience in starting a cutlery factory, but he also recognized the need to establish a base of business if he was to be successful in starting all over again. His connections with the Eastern cutlery manufacturers were important as he sought sources of product. Before the year 1911 was over, orders were being sold and knives were arriving from the East to fill them. The new business was named Western States Cutlery and Manufacturing Company. The name was selected instead of the founder's name because Platts had been used as a brand for the old company mentioned earlier and had very recently been used by Platts Brothers Cutlery Company, operated by H.M. Platts Brothers. The geographical name was given to establish an identity separate from that of the Case and Platts businesses back east, and the state's extension of the name signified the company's sales territory. How about that? Early Western States knives were manufactured by Challenge New York Knife Company. How about that? Valley Forge, Utica, and W.R. Case and Sons, among others. Although the business was prospering and a manufacturing facility would have been in order, it would be several years coming after World War I had begun and had brought shortages of materials and labor. It had also required the services of the older son, Harlow, whose aid would have been needed for factory startup. Platt's dream was realized, however, with the opening of his new factory in 1920. So it took him 9 years to actually start a manufacturing company over there. So they started in 1920. That's cool, ain't it? And then it just goes on and talk about, I just want to dive into the history of how Western States Cutlery Company and Western States Cutlery and Manufacturing Company started. And I think they changed their name around 1940s. In the 40s, it'll be right here. But very cool, guys. I love the Western brand. I always have. They're great knives, especially back in the day when Coleman got them. They started getting a little cheaper. I think that's about 1984. I really don't care for those, but I will buy them if I come across a good deal. But I like those before Coleman actually purchased them in 1984. So good knives, they really are. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you at that, and I hope y'all enjoy the video today. And I want to say God bless to each and every one of y'all. Until we meet again, guys. Y'all be like a good knife. Stay sharp.
I love watching The Knife Doctor. Stay sharp, my friends.